What's going on, guys? This is the DeFi Crypto Line show where we are doing our best to be the bridge between our fellow real estate investors, entrepreneurs alike, and the cryptocurrency world where crypto is the biggest opportunity over the next little while, and it's not even close. Welcome along on the journey. We're pumped to be back today. It's good to be here. Corey, take it away.
Absolutely. Good morning, Hexicans. I am out here in the beautiful country of Puerto Rico today, hanging out in this beautiful weather. It has been amazing. I'm here for one more day, then I'm flying to Texas next week because we're going to go and onboard some more real estate professionals into the Pulse Chain ecosystem because we feel like cryptocurrency is where the opportunity is at. We want to use crypto as that wealth creation tool and then use real estate as a wealth preservation tool down the road. And it's just been quite a blast to be hanging out with you guys all throughout the bear, now in the beginning of the bull. I think we're bouncing off the sacrifice support level, which is really cool because if we can make that a hardcore support level, that is so effing bullish long term. So yeah, welcome guys. This will probably be our only show this week. So just a heads up because we are flying out tomorrow to go to Texas. And so, yeah, sorry we haven't done much streaming the last couple of days, but we've all been traveling. I was in Miami. I'm in Puerto Rico now. And then I'll be back in Arizona on Sunday. Dane will probably be back in Utah. We're just kind of all over the place right now.
In fact, let's pull up the price chart and we take a look here, see what we're doing.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we're finding real nice support. All right, let me go ahead and share this. In fact, I like the chart better over at Dex Screener. Let's go over
Doesn't mean it can't get smacked down again, but I like that we are bouncing in this area. So let's see if it holds. Obviously, there's things that could happen that make us really start, skyrocketing up. RH shot a tweet out this morning I saw. I'm sure that helped, create the green candle. And yeah, it's amazing. Imagine the green candles, man, when he the day he goes, hey, let's do a live stream.
Oh man, it'll be a beautiful day. I'm looking forward.
Oh my god! All right, can you shoot me a tweet before you do that? Like, can you let me know when you're about to announce the live stream so I can go and buy a bigger bag?
But it's beautiful. I mean, you had a wick down below the best SAC rate with 3 zeros and a 1. And price bounce right back up. And then we're seeing, just like you're saying, we're seeing support here. If I had to guess, I mean, what are your thoughts on this, Corey? If I had to guess, I mean, I think that we kind of chop around kind of in the zone a little bit. And then we have another leg up here sometime in the next little while. What do you think?
Either that. So I think that's the most likely outcome. What you just said, chopping around in this support, it will create a new resistance and support. You'll have a channel. We'll float on for a little bit. Obviously, the bullish would be it starts going back up if RH were to say, hey, I'm live streaming or something crazy like that, right? Or if he was buying again, that would do it too. I think the other alternative it could, and you guys might hate me for this, but I like to look at all the outcomes. Okay, guys. Is that it could go down and touch that next support line and bounce there. You see down there where the next pocket of liquidity is, it should be right above the 40.
Way down here?
No, not there. Not that deep. No,
right in here.
No, go back. Go back to the chart. It's that pocket of liquidity there where it went red for a couple days. Yep, right in that area. Right it would go in there. And that would make healthy market structure to go down in there and then pick up from there. That would be a healthy market structure of the chart. If Brack Berger is in the audience, please speak up and let me know if I'm correct there. He's a bit of a genius when it comes to the charts. So is Axis. He's another one. But there's a lot of liquidity there that fought back and forth. And so there will be some whales and sharks who might protect that area. And so you go down in there. It would touch it, and then it would go back. And what is that, like 408, 409, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, right in here.
Top of it's 409. So once again, it's still right under sacrifice price. We'd go in there, kind of go and touch that, hang out for a little bit there, and then take off. But who knows?
In fact, if you look at it, these two wicks right here, they're both kind of at the same level. Yeah,
they already touched.
Yeah, right here, and then right
So
here.
one
So
might be able to
it
argue that
already touched down in
that
there.
it's already filled that gap.
Right.
So who knows now? Like, I don't know. All I know is I got my bags packed, and I have a little bit of dry powder on the side. Nothing too crazy, but I got it parked over in Liquid Loans. You know, it's a good place for it while you make some money on your USDL while you're chilling. And I'll deploy it if we go back down in those levels, man. I'll deploy it. But if we don't, then I'll just continue holding it in Liquid Loans. No big deal, because I do have my bags packed. So that's kind of my thought process on this. I love that we are forming structure of some sort in this area, though. This is really bullish, guys. Super, super bullish. In fact, we've been so bullish. I saw Ivan on Tech stream with Crypto 7 and Hex Tangent this morning.
Really?
They streamed together. Ivan on Tech, and he was I didn't tune in for the whole thing, but I was in and out of it. And man, he had a lot of bullish talk. Ivan did. He's a Hexican, bro. The guy is a freaking straight up Hexican. It's so cool. The one thing he doesn't like, I'll tell you what the one thing he don't like about our ecosystem. It's very interesting because we've been arguing about this since day one. We've been fighting about this one thing since day one. He doesn't understand why we have to have two hexes. He's like, I don't understand why there's two hexes. He goes, if somebody has a 9 to 5 coffee job, right? Like, and they can only DCA $500 a month. Like, they're gonna get confused figuring out what hex they got to go buy. And he's made the point, like, we should be pointing everyone towards Pulse Chain and then buying just that hex, right? Oh, look at that, bro! That is freaking. That is the goat. Let's go.
That's nice.
And a sea of red. We got a couple other ones in there, which is fine. Maker, I'm cool with Maker. They have an amazing protocol. Sui and Sei, I'm familiar with those a little bit. They're newer, which it makes sense that they're pumping. I don't know Astar. Tia, I know Tia. But then there's Pulse and EHEX. Wait, is there no PHEX, bro?
Wait. I think I messed up the settings when I was looking at this the other day, and I don't know how to add it back. Do you?
Oh, did you end up deleting it or something?
I think I must have, because then I came back in and I was like, where the heck did it go? But I can't figure out how to add it
Unless
back.
PHEX is red. Is it red? I don't think it's red.
No, it's just not here.
Let me I'm gonna pull up Deck Screen here real quick.
No, it's no. See,
PHEX
right here. It's PulseX that for some reason I can't figure out how to add it back.
Oh, there's PHEX. Okay.
PHEX right here, Pulse and EHEX right here.
Okay. And they're about almost the same.
In fact, some of you in the chat, if you know how to add one of these back after I must have popped the bubble.
Like ran on the show that one time.
Yeah, exactly.
When you popped the Hex bubble and then Crypto Twitter.
No. I popped the PulseX bubble because I didn't think we were going to get a 10,000x there. So
hey.
No, in all truth though, I was looking at it and I clicked on it and popped it. I don't know how to add it back. So.
Well, in that case, you must think Pulse and Hex is going to do a 10,000x.
Oh, at least, right? At least. The party's not even getting started till we're back there, right?
Right.
Oh, just kidding. So, but it's cool to see. Like, I love the narrative that Richard touted all last cycle where he said, Hex is decorrelated from the market. And there were lots of periods where it was. And if you're a whale that has a sacrifice address that you could do certain things with, well, you could absolutely decorrelate it during times of the market to be able to, for marketing, right? To be able to see green candles. And I'm telling you guys, it is so fascinating to go to. So Corey was in Miami. I was in Orlando this last weekend at 2 different events. We were dividing and conquering. And it is remarkable how much easier it is to onboard with a little bit of green candles. It is so much easier to be able to show something like this. You essentially had that period where we pumped and a lot of this stuff doubled, tripled, even quadrupled. And that is so much easier for onboarding. It's nuts.
I tell you, man, I some of these events a month ago, I remember being at one. I can't even remember what event it is anymore. They're all starting to blur together. And I remember being in an event, And I remember talking to somebody about Pulse Chain and Cycle One and that whole narrative and trying to pump, the whole, like, the community's big, you got to get in on this, man. You don't understand. And he's like, pulls his phone out. I'm like, where's he going? And then he goes to Coin Market Cap. I'm like, crap. And it was just this massive Coin Market Cap, dude. And I'm like, God, it just took the wind right out of me, bro. Like, I just like, you can see in his face, he's like, what the hell are you excited about, kind of thing.
Right.
And now, like, if they want to go to Coin Market Cap while I'm talking to them about Pulse Chain, like, I'm okay because it's showing all the green for the last month. And it's man, you hit the nail on the head. It is such an easy marketing tool to shield the green candles, especially the no coiners, because now you can be like, look, I know you missed Bitcoin. I know you missed Ethereum. I know you missed Solana. I know you missed, whatever it is, Avalanche, Phantom, gaming tokens last cycle, although we'll probably have some of that this cycle. But I know you missed all this. But look, brand new layer 1 blockchain launched 7-8 months ago. Look at the price chart. We are just getting started with the first green candles. Don't you want to be on the ground floor of that? Don't you want to get on this? Wouldn't you like to make 100x? Man, it sells them.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Oh, I figured out my my crypto bubble situation. So Pulsex is not ranking, and I don't know how the rankings work here, but it's if this is only the first 1 to 100. Let's just broaden it. Let's just go like this.
Oh, look at Right. What is Right? Do you guys know? Jeez.
Probably a meme coin of some sort.
Maybe.
So if we go like this,
there's Pulsex. Don't pop it, Dane. You're gonna piss off the max.
Well, I didn't pop, but the problem is it'll only it's showing them in brackets and it's ranking them. So like 1 to 100. I'm not sure why Pulsex, how they're doing the ranking here and why it falls out, but that's why.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. That's why. I'm sure there's some other settings I can mess around with. But figured it out.
They're going to show up on our show drunk, and then they're going
to... right.
And then they're going to talk about how they wish your mom was dead. Like...
Yep. This is a great point. Yeah, Crypto Sloth. People exiting at SAC rate equals selling Hex at 17 cents, major profit. Yeah, and I think that's something that a lot of people still aren't taking into account. If you sacrificed Hex, I mean, gosh, like you're chilling today, which is remarkable. Good for those guys that caught the run and then sacrificed, saved you at least partially from the bear market. And yeah, you're theoretically still at 17 cents if you're selling right now. So shout out to you guys. If you need to get out so we can move up. We're ready.
Yep. I want to move to the front of the bus. So get off the bus.
Yep. Absolutely. Do you think so? Back to your thought with Richard streaming. I mean, is this something that you think would Richard stream before the SEC case is finished?
I think it's going to happen, man, because I'm looking at little tells. Like, for example, his Twitter, now you're allowed to comment on it, right? That's a tell to me. Another tell was the Christmas, was it Christmas or New Year's? I can't remember exactly, but that video that we got, I mean, bro, that was basically a live stream. It was his video of him. He was talking. I felt like I was watching him on live stream. Like, to me, that was a tell that, the stream is coming. I think it is going to happen because the SEC stuff, the next court resolution or that we know of, I think isn't until like October or something.
Yeah, it's like the end of the year, right?
It's on the road, which I'm cool with. If we have a little altcoin season, which we're kind of anticipating, we get to participate in that now versus like, well, we might be hanging out on the sidelines watching everyone else participate. So it's really cool that we can actually participate with that now. So yeah, I think, man, he's not going to wait to October or November or whenever that date was. I just don't see it that he's going to wait that long to stream when he's allowing you to comment on his Twitter now. He's pumping the price now. Like, that's another telltale to me. Like, he's in there moving money around. He's not afraid to like go and do things.
Whoever is in the sacrifice, whoever is in control of the sacrifice wallet,
may not be him. I don't know. Right, may or may not be him. Could be a duck.
Right.
That's what we know. Greg the Duck. And so like these things to me though show me that he's just not scared, not afraid. So I think a stream will be on the table. I think what he's doing is he's waiting for the right moment now.
Right.
Now he's like, okay, we're going to do this, but let's plan this strategically. Let's do it at the opportune time when it's most needed. Maybe, I don't know. There could be a time where we really need it to really pump the price for some reason. Who knows? And I think that's when it's going to come.
Well, let's talk about. I like that point. So let's talk about ammo that Richard has left in the tank for things that he could do in order to create excitement and push the price up. So we've seen the sacrifice wallet make some moves, and these are things that, once again, I said this before when we were on last time. We're seeing things out of Richard that, frankly, I was hoping we would see, but I wasn't holding my breath that we'd see them till after the SEC suit, because I would bet $1 million that Richard's attorneys are having an absolute fit about SAC money moving around, about him releasing that hour-long clip like it wasn't curated, like his little 15-minute clip that we got, or 15-second clip or whatever.
The hostage AI clip is what I call that one.
Yeah. Like, those are all things that if I'm no attorney, right? But we've been in the system before with some of the deals that we've had to go through, and some bad partnerships and things like that. And man, like, my attorneys and yours too, when we've gone through those things, they don't want to see any of the stuff that Richard's doing. None of it.
I'm very shocked. I'm sure you would think he would have consulted with them, and they probably said, "Hey, we advise not, but if you're going to, I don't know." But yeah,
I'm sure they're giving advice, and Richard's like, "Yeah, I'll take that into consideration, and I'm going to do what I need to do." Yeah. So back to, let's talk about ammo. So Richard could stream again, which is a cool one. Richard could go on the podcast tour, kind of like he did before. That was I actually really liked that. I thought that was great.
I did too.
In fact, Corey and I were talking with a dude this morning that apparently met Richard when he came down to Florida and was on the podcast tour. And it was interesting. So this dude isn't on RH Maxi by any stretch of the imagination. He's a little bit connected though, and he said that Richard was the most humble, coolest guy to just hang out. His persona in real life so much different than the persona online. That was pretty interesting.
Which doesn't shock me.
No, it doesn't.
Shock me.
He said time and time again, he's just putting on a show, right, in order to try to get more attention. Yep. You could do Pulsex updates. There's things like limit orders. There's a V3 update if Richard wanted to do that. What are your thoughts in that respect? And you guys post in the comments. Corey, do you think that at some point Richard wants a V3 fork, or do you think that he's going to hang out on V2?
No, I don't think he's going to do a V3 as far as liquidity fork on the Pulsex. I could be wrong. He loves V2, and he's stressed out multiple times that he loves it as far as price performance is concerned. And I think he'll do updates on the V3 of, like, I think eventually the farms and fees will be paid together. That will happen. I think we will get limit orders. I think there will be single side staking for Pulsex in like a pancake swap style fashion. Okay, these are the things I think that will be on the horizon. I don't know if a V3 liquidity pool will be on the horizon. He's never ever really talked about that. He's always talked actually against it. Community members are already building it, and then one of his favorite sayings is, "If you want it, go build it." And 9MM, if you guys aren't familiar, it's a cool DEX that we got that has V3 liquidity on there. You can put your range liquidity in there. And I know Sloth's in the chat. He's been experimenting around a lot with the V3 over there on 9MM. That's a cool tool and a good example of go build it yourself if you want it as far as the community is concerned. And we have. And I think that we'll see others. I think we'll see others pop up. I just don't know if we'll see it on Pulsex, man. I don't. He's never been a fan of it.
Sure. Sure. Well, and it's interesting because so with liquidity on version 3 of Uniswap, you can go in and do concentrated liquidity,
Mhm.
and it's fascinating because it can slow a pump really substantially if you go and load up a bunch of liquidity in front of price. It also can provide protection from downside as well,
Mhm.
but but yeah, like Richard said, time and time again, you have a liquidity spread over the whole range in V2, and they just work a little bit different. So upside and downside to both.
Yeah, and Richard likes that.
Yeah,
He likes the volatility in the assets. I mean, crap, Hex went down 99%. You want to talk about volatility in an asset? Like that's a volatile asset. It also did a 10,000x. Like so you you get one, you're gonna get the other. And that's how it works.
yeah. And Brad has a great point. Yeah, I mean, you could if we can get listed on exchanges, that's some more ammo. I mean, lots of things still potentially to come. And if the playbook is like Hex last time, I mean, Hex kind of led the DeFi upside, the DeFi push and appreciation in the whole space. And Richard seems to be early in the game here as well. I'm curious if he continues to kind of lead that charge, and we'll see how he wants to balance the liquidity and use, or whoever is in charge of it may want to use the funds in the sack wallet. So that'll be cool. Yep, it'll be cool.
Yep, a lot of fun.
Mm, that's an interesting take. What do you think about this, Corey? Single side staking, obliterating ink.
Well, that's only if you're paying the ink token out from single-sided staking, but that's not how PancakeSwap works. So PancakeSwap, the way it works is that people or a DAO can vote in third-party protocols that want to get new exposures, like new meme coins, new protocols that want to get the inflation of their token out to the community. This is how they do it: is they go through the BAO protocol, then they get voted in, and then you could stake your Pulse X to receive that third-party token that's submitted, right? And then you could dump that or keep that. It has no bearing on the ink token. In fact, it could actually do really well for the ink token because the ink token, there was a rumor, I don't know how true it is, there was a rumor that the ink token could have been used for the voting power. Kind of like how you vote with VFUX in the FUX protocol. You have to have Prime Fox, and then you get VFUX to vote for your pools that you want the rewards, and that's a form of a DAO. Well, the ink token can be used for your voting power, or the Pulse X coin can too. I've heard both sides, and so if the ink token is going to be one that needs to be used, actually, to me, that brings more buy pressure to that particular coin. You still have all the dumping going on from the farms. Don't get me wrong. You're never, that's always going to be there. But you do get more buy pressure if whales needed to vote for the pools that they want the most incentives on, or for the pools that are going to get the single-sided staking as far as the new protocols coming into the ecosystem for the inflation. So it could go either way. So it'd be interesting to see.
Sure. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe there is a functionality in PancakeSwap where you can stake your cake and earn more cake. But as far
I
as
hope they don't have that.
yeah, I agree. As far as talks about, like you're saying, Corey,
Yeah.
yeah, you could just go and stake your ink and earn third party tokens. It's nice because, like you're saying, it wouldn't have downside to the ink token. It actually give it more utility, and maybe we get a pump there.
Well, you'd stake Pulse X to get the third party, but the ink token will be used for voting.
Oh, correct. I apologize. Yep.
Yeah, ink
Correct.
will be used for vote, which for your sharks and whales that are trying to control the DAO, which you always have those guys. We have it in FUX right now. And I know one of the guys out here in Puerto Rico. That's why I always go into the Shilby Apples pool, because I know that will never go away. Like, but like you have these guys. So what are they going to do? And they're going to consume up the ink token so they can push their weight around inside the protocol. So yeah, these are things that I feel like that we will see. Now, whether it's what we just said, this is not financial advice. We have no clue if it's going to be how he's going to structure it. But I feel like this is coming this so much shape or form or fashion of this, what we just talked about, is coming soon. It is coming soon to a pulse chain near you.
Sure.
Coming soon. And that will change. Everything's going to pump when that happens, man, because then it's like he's making good on some previous promises that some of the community members felt like he had kind of dropped the ball on.
Sure.
But look, I'm not like an RH like Maxie and think he's the best person. I don't. Everyone makes mistakes. But it's very, very well possible that he kind of ditched all those bells and whistles because he was pressured to get the stuff out because of the SEC shit, right? Like he's like, let's just get it out. I can deal with the SEC, and then I can come back and then make this better because it can always be improved upon. Like it's just get it out, get minimal viable product to the market. Then I could deal with the real big piece of crap on my desk that really hurts the most. Because you got to get this out of the way before we can make this go to the moon. And so that way he's able to address this. And then now that's kind of, my opinion, not out of the way, but it's definitely dealt with in a manner. Like we have clarity. We definitely have clarity. And then now he can come over here and he can add his bells and whistles and do what he wants. It wouldn't surprise me if they're building on it right now.
In fact, I would be willing to bet that they have been the whole time. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they had some of the bells and whistles they could have released when they launched PulseX. But man, I mean, I think you're looking once again. I think the best analogy is ammo, and if you're going into a battle, you need to use your ammo at the right times. You need to take your shots because it is limited. And if you're Richard, like it fits the playbook. Richard talked about with Hex. Had 50 weeks to shake out the weak hands. And that doesn't mean that price stayed in the gutter for that long. Like Hex went and ripped early out of the gates. A lot of people were quoting that and saying nothing was going to happen for 50 weeks, which would put you right at the Bitcoin halving. That put us in April, if I'm not mistaken, from launch. But we're already seeing the SAC wallet move around funds. So it fits the narrative, though, of a period of time to wash out weak hands. I don't know about you, Corey, but man, I was certainly feeling the pressure. I wasn't going to get washed, but man, it was hard to feel real positive there in the depths. And now we've seen a lot of that rekindle with the SAC wallet.
Yeah, it was definitely depressing. And I felt like, I think I've said this before, like every time I went and did a DCA, I would like throw up my mouth, man. I was like, it felt so bad. I was like, this is like the worst. I'm like, why am I even the feeling you feel is like, why am I even buying this anymore? Like, what am I doing? Like, you start questioning everything you've done in your whole life. Like, am I like, what is going on? Am I like just throwing money in the toilet here?
Right. Agreed.
That's the feeling, right? And it really, in reality, you're your own bottom signal. Like if you can kind of step back and look at yourself, you're like, oh man, I was a bottom signal there. That feeling was like how I should have known I was at the bottom, and I kind of felt it. But like, yeah, it's really remarkable on how the feelings we have there. And then when we're pumping, like last week, even in our group, Dane, like. Last week when we were pumping, everybody was frenzied trying to buy and figure out how to get money in. And now, like, the last couple of days, it's been crickets in there.
Quiet, yeah.
And I love those guys. Don't get me wrong. But it's just part of the human emotion that we get, right? Like, it's when we hit some kind of, like, local top, which is fine. Even if you bought the local top, you're going to be fine. It's going to blow away past that, once we go on our next leg up. But it's still – that's how you know, man. And that like I can't tell myself, like, you know what, this is euphoria. Like, even though we're going, and I was euphoric. I was screaming.
Oh, so euphoric. It was great.
I was coming on here and screaming, and you watched my show, dude. Watched me on the show, dude. It was ridiculous. But I had fun. I'm loving it, man. You know what? Because we earned it. We also earned this. We earned about a celebrating party when the green candles had come because we sat through the mud, man. We got dragged right through that.
In fact, I think I've been considering this a lot. I think next bear cycle, we've talked about being more patient. You don't have to catch the perfect bottom. And man, I would have just been more patient, look for more confirmation, and then be buying my positions a little bit differently. I'm still good. I'm going to be just fine. In fact, I feel really good about where I'm at. It's been a really good learning experience
It
here
has.
in the bottom of the
Yeah.
bear. The depths have
Yeah.
been painful.
It has. Yeah.
Yep.
It's funny how everything that launched ended up creating some kind of bottom and had some kind of like really good confirmation on the charts. Where the charts are concerned, you could tell like, and then even when you got your confirmation on the charts, you still got better entry points than you would if you just got in the beginning or you aped in. Like it's very valuable learning lesson this time around. Even though we were both able to like buy a good portion there in the bottom, but if we had been a little bit more patient with our economic energy, it would have been all that much better, of course. And so it's just lessons learned. Patience, man. Oh my gosh. And it's so hard with crypto, man, because the FOMO and the fear, man, it is strong. And to have patience and to sit in the middle and not like let it affect you and just be a non-emotionless, like a robot,
Right.
like, and stick to
You're going to feel the emotions. You're going to feel some of that.
Yeah. It's tough.
Well, in fact, euphoria and boredom, two opposite ends of the spectrum. At the event that I was at, I was talking with some guys that run a marketing agency, and I think it was a year or two ago, they decided that they'd try to start wholesaling real estate. And for those of you that don't know, I mean, it feels like everybody that's been coaching real estate has been talking about wholesaling for, gosh, like 8 years now. And so like it's not new. Everybody's trying to do wholesaling in the real estate space. And so they essentially got in. It's kind of like buying the top. You get in when people are euphoric, it feels like you could do no wrong, but everybody else already bought. And so yeah, sure enough, they're like, this real estate thing sucks. It's incredibly difficult. And I was like, yeah, you're not wrong. Your timing is just terrible on this strategy. And it goes that way for everything in life. There's so many things where you could be more patient, weighing euphoria and making decisions accordingly.
Yeah. Well said.
Yep. Kind of cool. Shout out to the PH guys. Let me go ahead and pull this chart up. We saw new all-time highs on Fame the other day, which was very
didn't we?
Cool.
We did. It's good to see that we're starting that asset class over there. All the PH guys that we're starting to heat up a little bit again. I would like to see some heating up of the fiat token. That would be nice.
Fiat's been slow. In fact, that might be a buy depending upon what you believe in. But yeah, that one's been lagging. That might be a buy if you wanted some more opportunity. But I mean, look at that. Back up to over 90 cents. New all-time highs.
Wow, dude. I guess
that's beautiful.
I haven't even looked at this. I just saw it on Twitter. People were talking about it. But man, that's great.
Freaking awesome.
Look at that. What's the bottom?
The bottom what was that? 28 cents?
Wow.
So that's like a triple. That's like a triple from the bottom.
Wow, yeah. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got a bag of that. Full disclosure.
We are invested.
I got a bag of that, and it's over there making me some fees, which is really cool. I just have it staked right now. I'm gonna leave it staked. I'm not pulling it yet, but that's awesome.
Let's see. Guys in the comments say that we saw a nice bounce on Icosa. Let's see.
Oh, Icosa's been freaking mooning, bro.
Oh, it's been ripping.
It's just,
what do you want to look at in relation to? And the pulse? Let's do that.
That's typically we're supposed to do it. It will show you. Yeah, look at that, dude. That's
just freaking ripping. Oh, look at that. That's almost all-time highs
from the launch of Pulse Chain.
Pulse Chain's been around. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So
what is that? Low right around, what is that? 2 pennies, roughly speaking? 2 pennies back up to 23. That's a 12x.
Yes.
Oh, gee.
Yes. God, I wish there was a lot more. Icosa too, man. It's funny because I was over in Texas for an event about 2 weeks or a month ago, and my brother calls me and he's like, "Hey, I want to buy something. What should I buy?" I said, "I buy Icosa." He was like, "Which one?" I said, "Whatever's cheaper. Look at Icosa, P Icosa." That was back at like Like he got it like 4 cents, man, 3.5 cents. Icosa. And
Gee, look at this one. Yeah, less than 2 cents. Yeah, ripping. Thank God we've got bags of this, and man, it just got destroyed after Pulse Chain launch.
The problem is I myself, since I was focusing so much of my DCA money on other stuff, I didn't put any new DCA money into this. Sure. So like my cost basis is still pretty wrecked, and it's going to be wrecked for a while.
Sure.
Which is fine, because I need, like, you only have so much economic energy, right? When you're bringing new money in from out the outside world, especially, like, and you have to figure out, okay, where do I want to focus my time and energy on, and my money on, and that's the part, right? Like I would say probably 90-95% during that time when we were in the bear, just buying Pulse. I wanted to keep buying Pulse and stacking that bag up. And so now I got a very nice, healthy Pulse bag, like very healthy, but then like, I don't have any more new Icosa, so I'm still pretty wrecked over there. And there's other stuff too, right? There's other stuff that I'm still pretty wrecked on because I didn't focus any new energy on it when the time was allowing it. And now it's like I can't do it. It's already mooning. It's like, all right, whatever. It's mooning, but I got a massive bag of Pulse, so go ahead.
Yep, it'll be fine. Yeah, absolutely. We're looking forward to Tetra. I'm excited for those guys to launch their protocol. Absolutely.
No, I got a bag of Tetra, and I'm not letting that go.
No, me either. In fact, when I was at the event, Corey, one of the guys that we're helping with crypto, I needed to send him a little bit, and he said, send me some Tetra, and I said, no, I'm holding on to that.
I'll send you a little bit of Pulse before I send you Tetra, because at least Pulse, I have enough time probably to go in there and probably still buy my bag back that I sent you. Maybe like the volatility is not nearly as high. Tetra, man, they could do a 2x in a freaking day. Like, sure. You don't know, man. Yeah.
Sure. What's your thoughts? I've seen some of these narratives going around. Longer the bear, the longer the bull. What do you think about that this time around, Corey? This has been a long, brutal bear.
It has been a long, brutal bear, but like we're still right on track with the 4-year cycle. Like it's like there's almost nothing that's changed as far as the 4-year cycle is concerned. I was watching a Sami video last night, and he pulled up a what do you call it? Fractal. He pulled up a fractal from the Mt. Gox Ponzi cycle, and he put the fractal right over ours, dude. It is freaking identical.
Really?
To the T, bro. Like you watch that. It was Sami's video. I can't remember. He had 2 last night. I can't remember which one it was. But I mean, it is so identical. It's creepy. It gave me goosebumps. I was like, holy crap. We are right where we're supposed to be. And euphoria is coming. The euphoria is coming. Now, whether we get a longer cycle, that would be, sometimes we get black swan events, right? And here's where I think a long cycle could come in play. You get black swan events that happen. For example, one of those type of events would be like a Fed pivot in May. After the Fed pivot, stock market crashes, down it goes 40% or whatever it does, which is a huge move in the stock market with the S&P 500 mainly. That's what I'm talking about. But if that happens, you could see a flash crash in crypto, kind of like how the COVID, if you guys were around for that COVID dip, I see Brizology in the chat. I know he was around for the COVID dip. I'm sure he probably scooped up a lot of Bitcoin during that time because it flash crashed. I can't remember what price it was, but then it was down there for like a week, and then it shot up. And we could see something like that, or if it lasts for a few months, that could push off the bull a little bit. That could range. It could push us all the way into 2026. There are some guys who are saying, hey, instead of a left translated cycle, that's not going to be the case. We're going to see a elongated cycle where instead of like a top in 25, we get a top in 26. And so like I can see it happening depending on the economy, because the economy is just so wrecked and we have no idea what's going on with those guys. I mean, the administration we have is just, it's garbage, as most of you guys know. And so like I don't have high hopes for what they could do, but I do know they'll print their ways out of it. So they'll crash it and shit will suck for like a month or two. The money printer will get cranked on to full blast. They will be, that's what they did the COVID dip. They printed their way out of that. And so, like, who knows? I don't know. Does that take us into the 2026? Does that take us to the normal top of 25, which would be somewhere between October to November? You know, I don't know. These are all good questions that we need to keep our thumb on the pulse on. I really feel like in May we'll get some clarity on this, though. Right. Oh, there it is.
Is this the fractal you're talking about?
Yes.
Let's play. We'll play a little clip here.
Yes.
Let me know if you can hear the audio when I start it.
How do you fluke this chart, friends? You can't fluke this chart. I mean,
yes.
Going in right now, firstly, this is Mr. Woofy, my friend Mr. Woofy. Look at the big fat red candle. We are exactly where we should be. I just think it's fascinating, all right, that we had the bottom when we should have, the double bottom when we should have, then we had the rise out, then we had the Bitcoin spot ETF, or in the previous cycle, this light blue, that is the 2016. That's the Bitcoin halvening run. And you see this little zip down area? That's the Bitcoin halvening dump. I mean, it's going to be weird if we dump around our Bitcoin halvening like that. It's like so strange, man. So look, that's where we are right now. And even though we're going to remain skeptical from, as to where we finish, we're not going to let that change whether or not we should be buying altcoins. Now,
yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
that was good.
It's wild to me how history, they say it doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes. That's a good example right there of us rhyming right on cue for where we're at every time. And then like everyone's still screaming at the top of the lungs, this time is different. Just so interesting, bro. Like
it is.
It's just like it's like we're in a movie and everything's playing out. Like it's been the script's been written, But like when you're on crypto Twitter, they'll make you feel like the whole world's falling apart and and that this time is different and whatever else kind of narrative they're trying to force down your throat. It's crazy, man. I'm just like, but it's also confirmation for me, for you, that we're on the right path. Everyone in our audience, that we're doing, we're following our intuition. We're in the right place at the right time. This is the moment. Don't get fudded out of your bags. Under any circumstances, do not get fudded out of your bags now. It's okay if you want to go diversify a little bit. We've always said that on the show. We don't mind it. Go diversify. We're not maxis. I diversify. It's not financial advice, by the way. Go buy bonds. But, don't get fudded out of your bags. Keep building. Keep DCAing. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to keep DCAing. I'm going to keep riding this wave. And, man, just have a blast, man. And keep on learning new skills. For example, if you want to go learn how to do liquidity providing at a higher level, if you have something you were ever interested in, you might want to go over to Crypto Sloth and watch his free liquidity courses. Take the time off of Twitter instead of all the cesspool, the toxicity of Twitter. Use that time for something more positive or learning something new in the crypto space. Like that. Like you could go in there and pursue liquidity providing, figure out how to set V3 ranges, how you were talking about earlier, Dane. That's going to come in a lot of good use when it comes time for the bull run, and you might want to be taking profits. You can set V3 to exit out of your position without hurting the price chart. These are very advanced strategies that people should be working on now. I see Fast Abdul in here. Fast Abdul, man, he's building the 2FUX protocol. I'm ready to go with this. It's going to be exciting. I've been providing liquidity over on FUX. FUX has been just a money printer machine for me, and it's just been fun to be able to do something during that bloody bear market besides sit on toxicity of Twitter, right? It was fun to do something in crypto that was productive. And so I'm super excited for what he's bringing to our ecosystem. It's just going to be fun.
Yeah. Top 3 passive income plays. So let me give a general. I'll give you my general thesis, and then we can get into specifics. So, name of the game right now. I want to protect my bags from. Well, I don't want to trip over the appreciation in order to chase yield. Done that my fair share, and I'm not doing that now. And so, name of the game. I want to make sure that I'm positioned for upside for appreciation as much as possible, and get some passive income while we're on that path. So a few of the places that I like quite a bit, I really like Fux. We've talked about the PH guys a lot here. I think their whole ecosystem is dope. You could stake your fiat, earn a little bit of passive income. You could stake your fame. These types of things, they're not huge right now because you need user base adoption and growth in order to have volume for really insane fees. I think that'll come in time. But once again, I want to be in that stuff that's a little bit more single-sided related, so I'm not giving up a lot in impermanent loss and things of that nature. And then, man, liquid loans. If you've got, now once again, we don't give financial advice here.
Go buy bond.
Yeah. Liquid loans is a fascinating place if you want to go. And I'm personally not borrowing against my pulse right now because
I am.
Corey is. It makes me nervous. I don't like
Not me. I'm geeking out on it, bro. I'm over there like every night, like watching all those liquidations. I'm like, it's once again, I'm keeping my mind out of Twitter and I'm doing something productive in the ecosystem. You know?
Right. But man, what I do like, I really like the stability pool. Now, once again, do your own research. Nothing is 100% bulletproof. I think this is a really interesting way where if you've got DCA money, if you've got, capital in general, that's now, you got to figure out how you feel about taking your money in like a savings account, where you want to put it. But gosh, for me, the risk versus reward upside, I'd rather have a lot of that lazy money that I need to use for other things, not just investing in crypto. Man, you could park it here for 116%, and then you could take your loan token that you're getting in rewards from staking your USDL and get another 55% over here. That's not too shabby, friends.
Not too shabby. In fact, what I've been doing is I am obviously I got a vault, and then I have stablecoin, from the vault, plus I have a little bit of stablecoin that I had extra that's in the stability pool, earning that USD or earning the loan token. And I've been using that for my DCA and into other assets is what I've been doing. You could do it another way too. So there's a few ways to skin this cat. You could obviously stake your loan and then make passive income on top of the passive income you just made, which is really cool. That's gangster. You got to be betting on the loan token that the loan token will do well, though, if you do that strategy. The other strategy, which I'd like to tell my onboards, and my onboards really understand this. Now, guys, go do your own research. It's not financial advice. But when you take that loan out, as long as you do it out of a very healthy collateral ratio and you know how to manage it correctly, and you put it in the stability pool, now that stability pool is going to be kicking off that 117%. You could take your loan token, sell it into USDL, and basically pay back your entire loan from the stability pool. I like to tell my onboards, it's like you buying a rental property, put a tenant in place, that tenant pays off your mortgage, and then you're keeping the equity. There's an old saying in the real estate space is, what's the quickest way to become a millionaire? It's to borrow $1 million and have someone else pay it back. Well, liquid loans, you literally can borrow $10,000, $20,000, and the stability pool will pay it back. Now, like I said, do your own research. You got to make your own financial decisions. Go buy bonds, go buy stocks. This is not advice whatsoever, but it's something I may be doing. It's fun.
Yep. Yeah, I need to turn on the dark mode. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, what's going on with the light mode there?
I can fix it. It's what it defaults to, and then I don't change it.
Oh, yes, over here, man.
Hey, passive duel. Hey, appreciate you, brother.
Compounding bribes in my passive income play. Man, that's going to be very interesting. It's funny you say that.
Play, yeah.
Because it's just another passive income play that you got coming in. If you're already participating in the Fux protocol, that ecosystem, if you're already doing that, and you go and do the exact same stuff over in 2Fux, it's just interesting that you now have this second passive income play on top of what you've already got going on. Yeah, you can compound that into whatever you want. It's going to be so much fun. It'll be very interesting. I am so curious to see what some of these will go for. Some of these votes, what they will be bought for or what they'll be bribed for. That's what's really going to fascinate me. It's like an unregulated OTC desk. I'm just I don't know how it's going to go. But it's been done on Ethereum, which is cool. And so I'm excited. I am super excited, and I will be participating, sir.
Yep, absolutely.
Thank you for the $10. Thank you for the $10.
Yes, we appreciate you.
We appreciate it.
Feel free to clarify this one. Start something like what? Happy to provide some
How
more
much
insights
does it
there.
take to start something like that? Are you talking about, maybe you're talking about he's coming from Facebook. If you're talking about the stability pool, that is literally just making dollars or making money on your dollar. There are stable coins, so it's still a crypto. And so you have risk being that you're still in crypto, and you have smart contract risk when you're staking that said stable coin. But in general, as far as risk versus reward is concerned in crypto, it's for us and the way we do things, it's very little risk to us. But you stake your stable coins, which is your US dollar, right in that pool, and make 117% passively on your dollar. Where are you going to go in the real world? I don't care if it's real estate. I don't care if it's the banks. I don't care if it's stock market. I don't care. Where do you go? And then you can get 117% on your dollar. Your dollar. Dude, if that thing is still around after the bull, I might actually keep some of my money in crypto and stick it in that freaking stability pool and chill out there. And I mean, why wouldn't you? Like, if that's still around, and that APY is still cranking out, and it probably isn't, because I know that loan token has a halving event like every year, and I'm pretty sure that will affect it unless the price goes up of the loan token. But if that's around, man, even half that, even 50% on your money after you sell the top. So you go sell the top, or you don't have to be the perfect top, right? I doubt anyone's going to catch the perfect top. But you go sell in the bull, and then you park it there. Like, what if you have a couple $1 million?
Even if it's 10%, even if it's 20% on even a mil, like on 10% is 100K a year, 20% is 200K a year on a mil. Like,
you just live off that. Wait for the next accumulation zone. You're waiting for the next beginning of the market cycle, right? And you're living off of that, chilling, hanging out in Puerto Rico, right, on the beach, off of that 20%, 50%. And then you DCA when the timing is right again, and your capital is already, I don't know, just ideas besides just taking the money out, putting it in real estate. Real estate's a great idea too. We love real estate. We love business acquisitions. We love even oil and gas, like stuff like that. As long as it's producing, making money, like, yeah, a lot of options.
A lot of options, absolutely. So it'll be cool. It'll be really cool. I'm excited for those opportunities. We start to get a little bit toppier, but like you said earlier, Corey, appears like 4-year cycle is right intact, and I'm really curious to see with the election if that alters anything. But no reason to think otherwise for now.
For now, it's just, and for me, it's not so much the election that would affect that. Well, I guess if our current administration got voted again, then I would suck. I could see that affecting markets.
Oh man,
I could see that affecting markets, but
yes.
You know what I mean? But yeah, that, and then also the in May is when the supposedly Fed pivot will transpire. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see what happens there. It'd be very interesting, man, to see, because we've never had this is the biggest inverted yield curve we've ever had in history, and so. Wouldn't that be interesting if we went and popped out of this and it was same old, same old? I don't know.
It would be. I know that Colin talks crypto. He talks a lot about, he thinks that we'll see the stock market. He thinks we'll see a pretty big crash later this year sometime.
Yep.
And I really like Sami's take on, looking at Bitcoin. I think he said between like 80 and 90K at that point. Then you turn around, you look at what the stock market's doing. Stock market's still strong. Then we've still got time. If stock market's pulling back when Bitcoin's there, then it's, then it's potentially time to look at taking some chips off the table. I thought that was pretty good.
Yep. Agreed. Yep.
And
this is all part of risk management. We're all investors here. Please don't just put your money in and expect to hold forever. I mean, I guess that's what a lot of people teach, the whole 5-5-5-5 narrative. Stake everything.
Get over 15 years. Some people need to hold that long.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. You guys need to make some money this cycle. I want to see the people who are watching this show with us make money this cycle. It's okay to make money next cycle. I get it. And the cycle after that, I get it. You want to have some 5-5-5s? Okay. But make some money this cycle. Come on. get in there, take some profits, play the game. You know the cycle. You do the Hexicans. We talk about the market cycles all day long till we're blue in our face. It's funny. And then when we start talking about stake and hex, and they don't even think about the market cycles. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you just talked about market cycles, and when you're talking about stake and hex, you want to do it every month, or you want to do it on your birthday, or you want to do it. No, dude, it's crypto. Follow the crypto cycles. Always take profits at the top of the cycle. Accumulate in the bottom, right? In the accumulation zone. Get back in there. Get your hands dirty again. Throw up in your mouth like I was doing. Right? And play the game. It's okay to have some long-term holdings. I get it. But I want you guys to make money this cycle.
Agreed. Well, cool, guys. That's probably a good place to wrap. We appreciate you jumping in. If you're not already subscribed, please go ahead and do that. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that stuff on your way out. We're here to pump your bags. We appreciate you tuning in. You guys are the ones that make this show what it is. So we appreciate you. Like Corey said, housekeeping things. This is our only show we're going to be doing this week. So catch us next week, and we wish you all the maddest of gains.
Maddest of gains. That's a Kenza. Let's go.
Let's go.